Well, what do you think of that? Pretty well covered in snow at the moment. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name's Caleb. Today we're out here in the snow and I gotta clean the snow off my van. I gotta shovel the roof. But I'm gonna turn on my diesel heater inside here and see how long, well, I don't know, I'll probably brush the snow off the windshield because that looks like a lot of snow. But I'm gonna turn the diesel heater on and see how long, or if at all, if it's gonna melt off any of the snow off the side of my van here. But first I'm gonna shovel off the roof. Boy, this pack's pretty hard on here. Under the front here, my solar panels. Looks like we found them. Hopefully, once a little bit of sun gets on those, they'll start to melt off. You know what, too? We're gonna leave the rest of this roof for when we move, because I don't feel like fighting with this friggin' branch. All right, so I'm out here in the van now. It's been like probably getting close to 2 hours now, an hour and a half at least, that this thing has been running, and I've been letting the snow melt off, and it's working. I'm gonna move the van real quick because right now I'm parked out in the front of my house, but I'm gonna move it around to the back side of my house, and then we'll get out and I'll show you what it looks like on the outside. Plus I gotta finish shoveling off the roof, so but yeah, it's nice and warm in here anyway, so let's move around back. Hopefully we'll get a little sun on my solar panels to melt off some of that ice. But yeah, we're frosty out here for sure, but well, you can see my solar panels here. They are starting to melt off a little bit. It's not really getting that warm, and again, the sun, that's as high as it's really gonna get, so it might not get warm enough to melt these clean, so I might come up here with an ice scraper and finish scraping them off in a minute. But first, I gotta shovel off the rest of my deck here. I only made it about halfway, so. Well, yeah, it's definitely snowy out here. Got plenty of snow on the ground, and you can see a lot of these tops of the trees are all bent over. And actually, you'll notice over here, if you follow my firewood videos, this is our firewood operation, we got a tree down across the conveyor that we'll have to clean up at some point. And also, I should just mention this, just for the sake of it, our power's out. Who would have guessed? All these trees down and we lost power. So we got a generator running at the moment to keep the fridge cold, but yeah, anyway. Let's get off the roof and I'll grab my ice scraper and we'll scrape these off a little bit at least. All right, so a couple more hours has gone by now, and between leaving my heat running and having a little bit of sunlight on here, man, look at this thing. It's cleaned. It's cleaned right off, really. I mean, obviously this side here was not in the sun, so it didn't melt off quite as nice. But you can see all the windows. I mean, that's the important part, if you ask me. Got all the windows melted off. So the heat must be working pretty well in there. It is nice and warm, that's for sure. And let me show you the solar panels. The solar panels, I was right, you know, just leaving them in the sunlight. They, see? They're pretty well cleaned off. I'll probably scrape up a little more of this ice on the edges of them. All right, guys, well, I think that's gonna be the end of it for me today in this snowstorm. We got most of the snow picked up and taken care of, at least on my van anyway. But next snowstorm, I think we're gonna try and camp out during the snowstorm. I think that'd be a lot of fun to camp in the snow and be a lot of fun in this thing because, like I said, it is nice and warm in there, even still. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me play around and clean off the snow a little bit. And yeah, hopefully you subscribe and tune in for the next one. Thanks for watching. See you later.
So yeah, that was obviously a pretty good snowstorm and knocked down a few trees, and here's a clip of me watching them clean up a tree that fell down over the road, and I just thought it was interesting, so I figured maybe you would too.
Alright, so I just went and I asked the guy if I could give him a hand, because I mean, you know, we're all on the same team here, we're just trying to get the roads cleaned up, but I asked him, I went up to him, I said, hey, do you mind, I was like, do you want a hand? We'll toss these logs out of the way. And he goes, no, that's alright, I'll get in trouble if I let you help. And I think that's true. You know, I think they, for safety reasons, they don't want anyone to help. But it's just really dumb. I think really dumb and annoying because we could have these friggin' logs out of the road by now. But because of safety, I'm not allowed to help. give him a second here. Let this tree hit the ground, then I'm gonna go by. Well, it's on the ground. And I think, I don't know if they're gonna send me through. Looks like he's trying to kick some more shit to the side. And we're going off.